Welcome back, fellow men and women of culture. It has been how long? Almost a year. Fucking hell. Well, it's time to get back to all those H games don't review themselves. So today we're talking about HuniePop, which is a very special game because not only is it a Western-made H game, but it also brought H games kind of into the mainstream and made people more aware of. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up some HuniePop Let's Plays. Not sure if they still are around. I think Markiplier Let's Played it, but I'm not sure about that one. But what is this game and how did it become mainstream? This is a good question. And, well, let me answer this. At its core, HuniePop is a dating sim. But it has also a match 3 type gameplay similar to Candy Crush or other games in that genre, which is a stand-in for the dating activities you would usually do in the real world, like ice skating or walking through a park, stuff like that. Gameplay wise, it's very self-explanatory, but there is a twist to it. It's not just matching 3 tokens and filling a progress bar. No, you also have date gifts, which you can give a girl and then something happens on the grid. Or something else, maybe more tokens of a specific type are falling down, increasing your chances of getting the right token for the girl. And before you think, oh wait, those are gifts, I don't get them back, don't worry, use them as much as you want because date gifts are replenished after each date. So you keep them around. And I must say, I like it. The puzzles are quite fun. And it makes sense that the game became popular if you think about it. It's a very addicting gameplay, even if it's just matching 3 tokens. Seeing those numbers go up, it just stimulates the monkey in my head. On the other hand, there is a dating sim aspect of the game, during which you are supposed to get to know the girls, you talk to them, ask them questions, and they ask you questions. Also, you can give them gifts, which increases your Hunie points, which you then can use to increase your stats. And I think the dating sim aspect is really where something special was created. The girls are all a certain type of girl that you could find in real life. For example, Nikki is the gamer girl, while Tiffany is the sweet girl from next door. And then there is Lola, who is a self-entitled brick.
Miss? Yeah? I've been here for a while now. I'm still waiting to be helped. Oh, yeah, so my shift just ended. I'm pretty much out the door already. I think someone else should be in any minute. I'm just looking to get a cappuccino. It only takes a second. I mean, it's more than a second, so... Are you serious? I should have left over 15 minutes ago, okay? I'm done. Wow, okay.
But this is not all there is to them. Each and every one of these girls are their own character, which just so happen to fit into a certain stereotype. They have their own story, their own problems, and those stereotypes sometimes can even get subverted. So, how many girls are there? Well, there are 12 in total, 8 available from the beginning, and 4 more available if you meet certain criteria. I won't talk about any of them, since getting to know them is half the fun, and also half the game, if you think about it. But I will show you, for those who want to know, a tier list, with my top girls and the worst girl. And to show you how every girl can have a different appeal for every person, here is the tier list my best friend made. Quite a difference, isn't it? Not really. But take a look at Jessie, for example. While I, for example, have her in the middle, my best friend has her in fucking S tier. And I'm certain this is not because he watched Breaking Bad when he was younger.
Jesse, do you have any money?
But rather because he has different taste in women and other fetishes, which is perfectly normal. Who would have guessed it? Something like that could influence which character we like, and in this game especially. These characters, while they don't appear to be that way, are very deep and could even say complex. If you need an example for this, I want to direct you to a YouTube channel that I really like, which is called Thither. This channel started as a way to let's play HuniePop since it was banned on Twitch and he had lost the bet. And if you watch his let's play, at the beginning he disliked the game and everyone in there except Nikki. But something had happened. If you look at his channel banner, Nicky isn't up there, but Audrey is. Somewhere along the way, he fell in love with the game, apparently, presumably. And his best girl changed from Nicky, who had no interest in everything, to Audrey, which is quite a contrast if you ask me. And she has been a mainstay on this channel ever since. It's very interesting to see. Some things I have forgot to mention are that after completing each date, you get a CG, which is, in my opinion at least, very well drawn. Also, I haven't talked about sex scenes yet. And let me tell you, the sex scenes in this game are basically, you get a CG, but you don't get the CG just for completing the last date. No. This is a match 3 game after all. So you have to do one thing and one thing for certain, which is, guess what? Match 3 for the entire duration of the sex. Yes, you match 3 to simulate the sex. And interestingly enough, if you don't do anything during that time, your progress bar decreases continually. It's very interesting, and you have to kind of quickly see where can I match something, where something to get. And this is where you realize something that I haven't mentioned yet. The game is fully voice acted. Yes, I mean it. Fully voice acted. Voice acting is supreme, but in these scenes, you really should wear some headphones if you're not living alone. And even if you're living alone, maybe in an apartment, it wouldn't hurt to have headphones on, because it's not silent. I can tell you that much. The last thing I want to talk about is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is something very special and nothing short of perfection. If you listen closely, this is a soundtrack that is not very action-packed or something, but it is calming, it soothes your mind, it gets you in the mood, think what you're doing, and it doesn't hurry you along, you know? It's not a chase sequence, but it's sounding very nice. And you might not know this, but I have noticed a lot of video essays on YouTube use the soundtrack from HuniePop as background music, which is telling me a lot of things about this game and how many people have played it. If there's one thing I've had to complain about in this game, it would be that there is no option for the game to use the metric system and kilograms, because as it stands, for how tall the girls are, it uses 5 foot yada yada and so much pounds. And for God's sake, I can't use it. I need a metric system. I'm not learning that shit. I'm barely even learning how to measure my fucking greens. I'm not doing that. It's stupid. I hope this is something that could somehow be rectified in the second game, because I don't remember if they did anything with that. Well, that's the only thing really I have to complain about in this game. Aside from that, it's a solid made game with a lot of customization options. Most people won't think much of this game when they first play it, but after completing it, they come out a changed man or woman. It makes sense how HuniePop 2 generated enough hype that people were willing to wait 4 years, with each delay making the wait longer and longer. Yes, I'm going to review HuniePop 2 as well, but I have to ask you for a little bit of time and a little bit of your patience, since I'm just getting back into it and I don't want to burn myself out too fast. Maybe it's out a week later, maybe 2, who knows. So I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I wholeheartedly recommend HuniePop to everyone who's old enough to look at boobs on the internet. And for those of you who are old enough to look at porn on the internet, I recommend getting the official uncensored pack from the developer. He posted it somewhere on Steam, and you will find it rather quick if you look for it. There's also an explanation on how it works and how to install it. So, I guess I'll see you with the next HGen review, which is going to be HuniePop 2 Double Day.